What's up, my team gang? How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday. We are here for the fourth qualification day, the final qualification day of the 250K My Team Unlimited tournament. I am joined by not just one great co-host, but two, double the pleasure. My guys, Q Rich and Drew Gooden. Fellas, what's going on?
Can't call it, man. Ready to get active. Excited about today and see who's going to be the winner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, man. Excited to be here as usual. See this final day play out. Excited.
Yeah, Q Rich, obviously we've done this a bunch. It's going to be cool to get these last 8 spots filled in, obviously 4 from both sides. There's just under an hour to go in qualification. And, you know, we got top 4. We'll give a quick early update. Handles for Days, who's been on there before. We've talked about him before. DW Zone, Smokehouse, Twitch, JC2K, and then right behind him is Cash Money J, Jaunty 12, Flag Guy Rye. It's anybody's ball game that I just mentioned, and obviously qualification goes up for another hour, and then if a person starts a game, it needs to finish right at that hour. So this is far from over, but the action is hot as usual. And then here it is on this is the Xbox side, right? No, this is PlayStation side. On the PlayStation side, X-Philly made Pep, Imwords, This Stuff, and Arza Beer. Right behind him is Gaming God, Larry Bread, Authentic Greed. We're going to keep checking into these as we go along, but obviously lots of action to come. We're going to have some other guests from the gaming community. It should be a lot of fun. But before we get into that, we're also giving away not 1, not 2, not 3, but 6 Galaxy Opal Michael Jordans for his championships. One of the best cards we've released to date. So let's talk about the GOAT. Obviously, Q Rich, Drew, you guys were there at the end of his career as you were coming in. Talk to me about stepping up against Michael Jordan for the first time.
Well, I'd like to let Q Rich go first since he got drafted before me and had more opportunities to play against the GOAT. So I don't know. Go ahead, Q.
Man, for me, man, that was like a dream come true for me because obviously he retired in '98 and I didn't get drafted until 2000, but that was when he decided to come back with the Wizards. So it was like, man, I'm glad that I'm be blessed to play against MJ. Like actually in the NBA, obviously I had played against him prior at his Jordan camps and stuff like that previously. But like for me to actually get those shots and get to play against him on the court, I went to the camera guy, and then when we played him at home, I was like one of the photographers that's always there at Staples. I say, yo, I don't care when I'm standing still, when I'm running next to him, if I'm wiping my sweat.
Get me that picture.
Take pictures. To this day, I got one picture in the house from that day when I'm going against him and he's driving. I think he made the pull up, but you can't tell that in the picture. But it's just like it's a dope picture to see MJ, albeit in the Wizards jersey, but he got on the Jays, I got on the Jays, and I'm a Jordan athlete, and I'm playing against my idol in the league.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was like one of the dopest things ever.
Bro, speaking of being a Jordan athlete, I saw your Instagram a couple days ago. I'm watching. This guy gets every single shoe on the face of the planet. I saw your trophy runs. You got some heat.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, that's like the icing on the cake for me to be, handpicked by MJ my first year coming into the league and be a part of the brand. And then, over 20 years later, and I'm not even playing, they still take care of me and my fam. So, I mean, that's just all love and a big blessing for me, man.
Yeah. Drew, you got a couple games in against MJ before he retired, right?
Yeah.
You guys crossed over one season or two?
One season.
Yeah.
Last season, which was my rookie season, and I was in Memphis at the time. And a lot of people don't know this. I started at small forward my rookie year.
All right.
The beginning of my rookie year for Memphis, and I got to start against Michael Jordan, bro. my first game against him, I remember it was in DC, and it was the first quarter, and he gave me 19 in the first quarter, bro. And I was like, I fouled him on an and one jump shot, and he was on the way to the free throw line. He was like, "Hey, Rook, at this pace, I'm going for 50 tonight."
He's gonna let you go.
Hey, Hey, but MJ, he was about 41, 42 at that time, so he ran out of gas. He finished with like 23. He finished with like 23 points. No, but it was a hell of a first 19 points that anybody ever scored on me in the first quarter. And I'll tell you what, it was well worth it. I think that was the first time I was actually hyped that somebody was giving me buckets, bro. Like like, you know, usually you trying to go back at somebody, but that was MJ, man. You know, the greatest. He was a guy that we all looked up to. Not just me. I know we all on this stream looked up to MJ, and for me to have that opportunity, bro, it was you know, it was actually a life career changing point of my career, because he was a guy that I was hoping that was still be in the NBA, and I had that opportunity to play against once I got drafted. So I made it 1 year before he got out of there.
Yeah. And then, you know, at least you turned off the faucet. You only got 4 in the last 3 quarters. That's good work.
Hey, yeah, and I got my dub too. I got my 22. So.
Oh, no, you got all right. Shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Way to go, Rook. I mean, that must have been so crazy. And then obviously you guys have crossed over to the current generation. Obviously, Kobe Bryant and LeBron and all the great players that play now. But getting to play with those 3, you know, in their different sects of their careers, that must be wild though. Like getting to tell those stories and, you know, having to match up against those. Talk about, you know, facing off against Kobe, and then obviously Drew, you played with LeBron, but talk about those 2 as well.
I mean, just playing with LeBron. I mean, see, a lot of people don't know this. I sponsored the Oakland Soldiers, which is the AAU program out of the Bay Area. And LeBron James actually played for our AAU team for a couple years. So I got to build a relationship with LeBron when he was like 15 years old, and got an opportunity to see him grow. And I remember at the time, I don't know if you're familiar with this name, Calvin Andrews, who Calvin Andrews. He told me, hey, come to this game today. I'm going to show you the greatest basketball player ever. And I was like, what? How old is he? He's like, he's 15. I was like, get out of here. And I went to the gym, and sure enough, it was LeBron James. And you know, he didn't stand out to me. One thing that stood out to me about LeBron early on when he was 15, that he won all the games. Like, he was a winner. He did everything. He made the right play. He had a high basketball IQ. But outside of that, man.
Did he have that body? Like that? I mean, now it's the distinguishing factor when you got 270, 6'9" coming at you.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, his body is transformed. But I think at that particular moment, you know, he was still young. He was only 15 years old.
Yeah.
But fast forward to me playing in my second year in the NBA, you know, I was with the Cleveland Cavaliers, so I got an opportunity to play with him when he was 7 years removed from when he was 15. And at that point, you know, it was scary. We were still thinking that he might be, if not, we knew he was one of the best in the NBA at that time, but maybe the best. You know, over Kobe, Shaq, and Tracy McGrady and those guys during that period. I asked Scott Williams one practice, because Scott Williams was an ex-teammate of Michael Jordan and went on that run in Chicago with MJ. And I asked Scott Williams, I said, man, is LeBron better than MJ? And Scott Williams said, you know what? At his age, he's better than MJ. And I would say, yeah, at his age, he's better than what MJ was at 24, 25. And that's when I kind of started realizing, wow, this kid is special, you know?
Yeah, but meeting him so young, and then like, there's so much hype around so many young players. That guy far exceeded any hype that he had, and he had a tremendous amount, obviously getting put on ESPN at 14, 15. I mean, that you're absolutely right about that. That's crazy. Look, my team, there's 2 things I really wanted to focus on and ask you guys about. First of all, you guys both played around the same time. I want to hear about how you guys became friends, and then how that translates now into the 2K world, like how you catch up and jump in the city, because I know you guys both play a lot. Talk about how you guys became friends to begin with, and then now how, you know, in this COVID world, we kind of stay connected playing 2K.
Well, the funny thing about our friendship is that we kind of always cross paths and we're cool in the NBA, but like like Drew lived there, had a home here in Orlando, basically since he'd been drafted here as a rookie. And obviously I ended my career here, so that's when we kind of crossed paths here in Orlando. We I developed our friendship developed, and we started to hang out and stuff here. Then it developed to the point to where when I left and worked for Detroit for a couple years, but when I came back, I moved into a new community, and then right after that, Drew was just retiring from the NBA with the Wizards, and when he came back, he was looking to go, buy a new home. He had been coming over to the house, so he came and saw the neighborhood, and he ended up buying literally a lot directly across the street from my house. And so now it's like, we literally are neighbors. Go walk across the street, borrow some brown sugar from him if I need to.
All right, so COVID ain't affected the real friendship. That's good.
No, I mean, our wives are friends. Our kids are friends. Both my daughter, his son go to the same school right up the street. They play together. Our good boy are friends with Drew and now Norway, his younger daughter. And it's just like, we got our little community down here, so it's definitely a great situation.
I love that.
Well, the first time I got to meet Q Richard was actually at Michael Jordan's camp in Santa Barbara. I was in college, and Q Rich, I think, was finishing his first year in the NBA, and he was with Darius Miles, and they would come play pickup after the camp. So we all played with Michael Jordan, all the up and coming draft picks that were going to get drafted that year, and a couple of the pros. And D Miles and Q Rich pull up, and I was like, "There they go." Because at this particular moment, you got to remember Q Rich and D Miles. I mean, they had the Clippers
I know.
They had a nice wave. They had a wave going. And they still got a wave going, but I mean, it was a younger day wave. And I remember them pulling up with these big ass chains, bro. I
was gonna ask you about the chains. We talked about them last time. I was like, Drew, did you have anything to do with these chains? Because I gotta know.
So like when I saw them, I was like, damn, they swagged out too. They got the throwback jerseys. They got these big ass chains on, you know what I'm saying? They've been on the cover of Slam. They've been on the cover of these magazines, this and that. And I was like, well, now this is my opportunity to actually play against these motherfuckers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it actually, it was an eye-opening experience because that was the first time I got to play against Darius. And I thought I held my own against D Miles, and it kind of used him as the measuring stick to say, okay, I might be good enough to play in the NBA. But that was actually the first time I got to be around Q Rich. And then during them pickup games, I remember Michael Jordan and Q Rich, they were going at it. And I was like, I was talking about they was going at like talking shit to each other, going at it, not even just hooping. So I'm already in awe. Like, damn, this is Michael Jordan right here. I'm playing against him in pickup. And then Q Rich and MJ started going back and forth, talking smack to each other. And MJ's like, I'm gonna bust your ass. And then Q Rich, something just got into Q Rich. He just started talking way more shit than Michael Jordan was. He's like, nah, fuck that, MJ. I'm about to kill you. No, hell no, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. No, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. And I'm like, yo, Q Rich is crazy as hell.
I knew I should have set this stream at 21 plus. Dang it, I knew I forgot something.
Yo, but I was impressed that I was like, yo, Q Rich is really talking shit to Michael Jordan. Like, that's not Mike. Like, no type of respect at all. And I was actually enjoying it because they were actually going at it. But it got to a point where we were just throwing Michael Jordan the ball, MJ the ball. He'll go at Q. Then we'll come back down the court, throw the ball to Q. Then it became more one-on-one than it was 5-on-5. But that was my first time getting to meet Q Rich. And I was like, you know what? I could rock with him. I like what I see. And just the swag, the competitiveness. And then I got a chance to hang out a couple times with him. He was cool. And then ever since that, fast forward, damn, Q, what's that, 20 years ago almost? 20 years later, yeah, we neighbors. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny how things work and come full circle.
Nice. We actually have one. We've gotten so down the rabbit hole, and I want to continue, but we actually have one of our gamers on that was qualifying for the 250. So I wanted to introduce Pretty Loves Pink, one of our great female gamers. Pretty, are you on? Let's see if she's jumping on in a second. I got a message.
I see the name.
Live
Can you guys hear
in
me?
the studio is always tough. There she is.
Hi.
What's up, Pink? How are you?
Hello,
Good.
hello.
How are you? Hi, Quinten. Hi, Andrew. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
So pretty. How's the qualification going?
Oh, not good. I need some new cards. My cards are a little outdated. I like them, but I need like some Galaxy Opals because that's what the wave is now. Everybody has Galaxy Opals.
What lineup were you rocking, at least player-wise, so these guys can analyze it for you?
Okay, so I have Steph Curry. He's only amethyst, but it's Steph Curry, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I have Gilbert Arenas Pink Diamond. I have Brandon Roy Pink Diamond. James Worthy Pink Diamond. LeBron James Diamond. Who's my center?
Who are your big men?
My big man is Dikembe Mutombo Diamond. I have a good team. I have a pretty good team. Like I can beat, the
A lot
average
of guard play.
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot
yes.
of guard play.
Oh yes, that's me. I do guards all day. Y'all should see my my Twitter. I got a lot of tweets on there where I'm like dancing with Steph Curry. People can't guard him. So check me out. I could play one of y'all. Y'all play my team.
ISO, huh?
You'll see them in the city all the time, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, they're in the city. Okay, y'all not on
They're
my
in the
team.
city nonstop.
So yeah, y'all don't want to come play me because y'all team not going to be up to par right now.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So
Not at all. It's
talk
okay.
already.
Yes, it's like that.
So did you play in the first three qualification days, or today was your first crack at it?
Today is going to be my my first crack at it.
Yeah, awesome. Pink was actually one of the people that was trying to make the 2K League last year. Are you going for it again this year, Pink?
No. I didn't want to do it. So I didn't join the women's and gaming camp. They gave me an email, but since I didn't want to be a part of the 2K League this year, I let other people get the opportunity to shine because
totally.
It was a draft spot available for the women in gaming camp. So I was like, since I'm not really trying to go for the league this year, let me just step back and give the opportunity to some more gamers that weren't there. Because last year we went to New York.
Yeah.
It was lit. So this year it was more remote. So I'm like, okay, and it's a draft spot and I don't want to be in the 2K League right now. I wasn't going for it. So I'm like, okay, let me just let someone else be able to participate and get that draft spot.
Yeah, Q-Rich and Drew, obviously the league allows people to make money being drafted to NBA marked teams. And but Pink was one of the people that almost made the cut in season 2. Was it season 2 or season 3?
Season 2. I didn't try out season 1 or season 3.
Yeah. And she would have. There's only been one girl in the league ever, so that's how good she is. She is one of the best girls we have playing 2K, which is amazing.
Represented.
Yeah, I'm representing. I really want to play one of y'all, so hit me up.
Now I'm knuckleheads on knuckleheads with a V though. The U is a V. Knuckleheads on
knuckleheads.
And she's pretty loves Pink, so you guys can set it up in the city or MyTeam or whatever you prefer.
Oh, I can play the city too. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
2K15. 2K15 back in the day.
Yeah. Drew and Q-Rich, we might have a 3-man squad right here. We might have to set this up in the city.
I'm the guard though. What you guys have?
Everything.
We got bills.
Okay. I
Every
only got one
day
build.
like, hey, I got this build. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
I only got one build.
I'm actually making a build right now.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
I to say it's a steadily happening thing. We got everything. We see.
You guys have 6'7"s?
All day.
Power forwards?
6'8", 6'9".
Okay.
Yeah, I think Q has like 27 builds right now.
Oh my God.
Imagine. These guys play heavy, so hopefully you guys get a game. Hey, Pink, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
Really nice of you.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, we'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you. No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye. So I wanted to ask you, Q, I've obviously heard you and I have talked about this a ton, but Drew, I'd love your thoughts on the fact that we grew up on video games and playing it, any sports video game, right? And now you have this ability, both with this tournament and the league and a variety of other things, to actually make a living doing this. There's streamers, there's everything. What are your thoughts there, like, in this generation? I know you got kids too, so like, would you encourage them to try to make this a profession?
I'll tell you what, that's a great question. Back in the day, you used to get talked about, especially, I don't know if it was your mom or your wife, anybody coming home and you was playing the video games and they had something to say, like, go get a job. I think the narrative on that has changed quite completely because you're having opportunities now to actually go make money in the gaming industry. And, for my son, he's a big time gamer now, and he's only 8 years old, but he plays 2K. He's playing Fortnite, he's playing all of these games, and he's actually pretty good at it. And me playing in the NBA, I want my son to at least, learn the basketball skills to go out there to compete at a certain level and eventually try to get to college or to the NBA. But now I'm starting to see that, yeah, he likes basketball, but he also likes video games, but he's actually learning to play basketball through video games.
Yeah.
That's what I'm starting to figure out. And it's impressive. The things that I can only teach him so much on the court when I go out with him. But when we're playing 2K together, it's like it all comes together.
Yeah.
And he's learning. He's learning a lot faster in the concept and attention to detail of basketball and how to play the game, not only just 5-on-5, but one-on-one style play. He's learning the ins and outs, and I would say the fundamentals of basketball through 2K. And that's an interesting way to look at it now. So I'm actually encouraging him to play more 2K. If we can't find a gym or we're not going to go work out together, I'm encouraging to play. I'm encouraging him to play 2K because, like you said, there might be a time in his life where he said, you know what, Dad, I'm actually better in 2K than I am in basketball. I'm actually making money playing 2K than playing basketball at this particular moment. And as a father, as a parent, you know what I'm going to tell my son? Go play 2K. Go get that money, son. Go get your bread. You know what I mean? So that's what we're looking at right now. That's the turning point of gaming, the gaming industry.
Cutest blues ticket. Yeah, 100%. And the other thing with MyTeam specifically, the mode that we are obviously celebrating today, this is the 4th qualification day. We are also giving away Galaxy Opal MJs, so enter Exhibition 1 raffle. Ben's holding it down in the chat. Shout out, Ben, and the rest of the crew. We are obviously educating on basketball. That's the name of 2K. But with MyTeam, you get to play with these guys from all generations: Kareem, Wilt, Bill Russell, obviously now Steph and KD and LeBron, and throughout all the generations. Do you think it's also kind of a great history lesson and especially about the times that you guys got to play? The reason I wanted to do this with you two, as opposed to current NBA guys, is because you can speak about the breadth of the history of the NBA, and I think that that's what MyTeam is really about, educating the fans. So what are your thoughts about being able to pair up, current guys and former guys and figure out how to roster build the greatest team of all time?
Man, for me, I think that's the dopest part. Because, I mean, for those of us like me that was younger before there was a 2K to have the my players type situation in my team and all that, we would always go and create players, you know what I'm saying? And I know me and my friends and my cousins, we would create some of the older guys that's not in the NBA no more. We would create ourselves and do all that different stuff. So it's like, this is like literally the best of both worlds. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you actually get these cards, they look like the guys in video game form, the face scan. It's not like we doing anything, like you get a James Worthy, big game James, got the goggles on, he got his stuff on, and it look like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do none of that. So for me, it's like the best of both worlds. And for those young kids out there who may not know this person, know that person through those cards and through them abilities they playing with them on, or somebody else, they might go out there and somebody else know about them and they come, they like, man, who the heck was Hakeem Olajuwon? Like, he came and I couldn't stop him, and then that make them
Who is that guy? Yeah.
Exactly. So, they can learn from it in that manner. So I definitely feel like it's definitely a little history lesson too in a cool way. Did
you feel your son was learning about your generation, Drew, like playing the game a little bit? Some of the legend teams we have, and obviously my team as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fairly new with my team. like I said, I took a little hiatus from 2K because I was in the NBA playing.
Yeah.
Basically, I was in the game literally. I think once I retired about 3 years ago, 19, I was that's when I really started getting back into it. And now with the MyTeam, I don't play MyTeam that much, but I understand the concept, and I think it's fabulous, not only for the fans to kind of get to know the history of certain individuals and certain players, but actually get to combine all of them together. And you're gonna have to have some type of you're gonna have to have some type of knowledge of those OGs, because if you're trying to put together a good MyTeam lineup, you're gonna have to have the scouting report. So I think 2K you guys do a good job of showcasing these players, putting certain players out there, and having the fans and the gamers go out there and actually do their research and make sure they don't miss a step, because they can mess their team up not knowing the scouting report on some of these OGs. So I like that it's a history lesson as well as gaming.
Yeah, you couldn't have said that better. And I'll tell you what, Drew, you should pick it up, because I think you're going to get addicted. I know obviously the city is super fun getting to play as yourself and just go get at the competitive stuff. But once you start fantasy rostering and building these teams that are built over the course of time, and then competing against other people, like obviously what we're participating in today, it is so much fun, and you just get hooked. So like, really recommend it, and I think your kid would enjoy it too. Speaking of a kid that enjoys MyTeam, let's introduce our next guest. He was trying to qualify for the first time today. Say hello to Bearsy. Bearsy, are you here?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
There he is.
Definitely not a kid, though, sir. Sorry.
You're good.
That's good.
So I know this is your first time trying to qualify for the qualification day, but you're also on stream now with two NBA legends, bona fide legends, Drew Gooden and Q Rich. You want to say hello to those guys?
Yo, Q, Drew, what's up, guys?
What's good with you, man?
All right, so break down your roster. Who are you using today? And let's get the guys to weigh in.
All right, we got Lonzo starting at point guard. Galaxy Opal MJ starting at shooting guard. We got a pink diamond Paul George at small forward.
Wow.
Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis at power forward. And we got Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon starting
There
at
you
center.
go. There you go. That's what I would have did for the center. That's what
He's
I would
got
have
4 Galaxy Opals.
The thing is, I still
Play
went one and
5
done.
out.
You're still what?
I went one and done.
You're still what? Sorry?
I won one game.
I mean, the competition's hot.
Oh, it is.
You can't just. Maybe it's tough to just come in and qualify for that spot. Maybe it's going to take some practice. No, that is a heck of a team, though. What are you guys' thoughts on that? That's good.
I like the Olajuwon. I like the Olajuwon at center because
qualify for that spot. Maybe it's going to take some practice.
And if you could get a king, kind of shooting well from even about 17 to 20 feet, I mean, that's a it could be problematic if you could line 4 other guys up around Hakeem Olajuwon and play 5 out.
Oh, yeah.
The video game is made for 5 out, right? Like for years, that's how you want to shape a MyTeam roster. So that's the right strategy. I'm sorry it didn't work out for you as well as it needed to. Bearsy, do you think that you're going to continue to try to qualify for events like this? Is being a competitive gamer like something that you're interested in?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I will be back again. I will be doing it again for sure.
Yeah. Love that you play. And I love that you have that Galaxy Opal MJ. That card is being given away right now. There's 6 of them. Exclamation point raffle in the chat. The guys are holding it down with those giveaways. So yeah. Any last words for the fellas since you get the chance to talk to these 2 bona fide legends?
I mean, I had one question for each of you, and it's the same question. But if there's one moment that stands out to you guys in your careers, what would it be?
I would say beating the Detroit Pistons Game 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals when I was at Cleveland to go to the NBA Finals. I think that was probably one of the highlights of my career, just winning that game. We didn't win the championship. We won the Eastern Conference Championship. but just that feeling of almost getting a ring. And I think the winning that game and beating the Detroit Pistons. If you guys remember how much of a beast of the East the Pistons were in the Eastern Conference for about 7 to 8 years, I mean, you had to get past them. And when we finally got past them, man, I was crying like a baby.
I remember that, actually.
For me, man, I would probably say for me, getting drafted, man, because that was pretty much the beginning of everything, and for me, that was that's like the most pure, happiest moment you probably have. You know, I haven't won a championship or nothing like that, but for me, that was the probably the happiest I could remember being about the NBA and everything. Because like it's so much of the unknown. It's everything that I dreamed of, and it was like when I got my name called and walked across that stage and shook David Stern hand, that was like, yo, this is really happening.
Until he got his chain, then that was number one. Hey Beersy, thanks for participating in this thing. Good luck in the future ones, and keep playing my team. Really appreciate you joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So let's take a quick look at the leaderboard, since this is what we're here for. We're down to about 24 minutes, and we got Skip to my Lou. He's been there a ton as well. Twitch JC2K, who I think needs this to qualify. I don't think he's qualified yet. And then my feed just went a little blurry. There we go. Fly Guy Rye, who was up there earlier. Handles for Days, who's been there before. And then there's a few guys right behind him. Again, this is running all the way up for another 24 minutes, and then we'll go overtime if they have started the game. But this is the last shot. I mean, 4 spots here on Xbox, and then we got the 4 spots over on PlayStation that are eligible. And then February 20th is the single elimination tournament. It's going to be a grueling thing. A lot of these esports guys, like, it takes a while. Like, a lot of these competitions, you're doing it for 8 hours. You got to think about nutrition. You got to think about rest. You got to think about all that stuff that even an athlete does. These guys are going to have an 8-hour grueling day on February 20th to crown a PS champion and an Xbox champion, who will then face off March 6th in the finals. And one will be walking away with 200K, and the other one will walk away with 50K. So we got Philly Made and Ours of You, V Stuff, Gaming God are the top 4, but nipping on their heels, not far behind her, is King LeBron 23. I Am Ward. Nick shoots those. I wonder if King LeBron 23 has a Galaxy Opal LeBron. I would assume he does. So anyway, the competition is hot. We're really excited. We should actually look at a stream and check in with somebody who's actually live right now. Do we have Real Max Sauce live, Manaya? Oh, there it is. So I want to break down this lineup. By the way, I still haven't even got to ask Drew, who is all-time 5R, and we're going to get to that in a second. But here we are in the game. Who's in this lineup? I see AD. Oh, and they, of course, went to ad. All right. Snap it. We don't need to watch this ad for whatever this game is. There we go. Drew, we'll go back to that in a second. Talk to me about constructing your all-time 5, because ultimately you can be as good at 2K as you want. You got to also have the soldiers to make it work. So talk to me about how you would build a 5-man squad.
How would be now? Would this be a MyTeam 5-man squad, or would this just be my top 5 all-time squad?
Let's go with MyTeam. It's different. I want to understand what's different about it. So let's go with the MyTeam one, and then tell me what's different.
Okay, so if I did a MyTeam, I'm gonna play 5-out basketball, and just like my man, I forgot his name, who was just on here, one of the contestants. He had Akeem Olajuwon.
Here's yeah.
I would have a lineup with him. He had a MJ. He had a Michael Jordan. I think he had Michael Jordan there with Akeem Olajuwon. So those 2 guys for sure I'm starting my team with if I'm fortunate to have those cards. Outside of that, I'm going with Kobe. I'm going with Dirk. And I'm going with I need a nice PG, Maggie Johnson. All right, well, my 5 I would put on my team would be Michael Jordan, for sure, LeBron, for sure, Akeem Olajuwon.
Can I ask you a very hard question?
Yes.
You know what question's coming. Greatest player of all time, MJ or LeBron?
Okay. Oh, you're going to put me on the spot. All right.
He played with one of them. He idolized the other one. Who's it going to be?
Exactly. So it's kind of.
Oh, look at he's so squirmy.
Yeah, because I got me and this guy over here. He's to my right on this damn gallery view. Me and him argue about this a couple years back, and you know I'm done talking about it because I already know where he's at with it. I'm gonna say LeBron James. I'm just gonna say LeBron, and it's kind of almost glass. It's almost kind of like, look, he turned his head away. Look at it, he just turned his head away.
It's
kind of like it's blasphemy. It's like going against your religion or whatever you believe in.
Listen to what you're saying. How can you say something?
I know. I know it's like blasphemy to say somebody's better than Michael Jordan. I know that, but I honestly have come to a point, and this was long ago. This is long ago, even when I was playing with LeBron, that I think he might have a slight edge over Michael Jordan. And I would say, when you said, I'm not talking about body of work. I'm not talking about the body of work. When you talk about an actual basketball player and you're putting attributes, if this is a my builder we're talking about, I'm taking LeBron James. I'm taking LeBron James' vitals and his attributes and his physicals.
Talking about a my player. We talking about.
Well, he asked me who does he think is better.
That's not, no, I didn't ask which player builder. No, Q-Rich is right. I'm not asking you whose body is better as a basketball player. That's obvious. I'm asking you who is the best basketball player of all time. We're still going with LeBron.
It's close. It's not hidden. It's very close.
You know what? Let me help you out with something, Drew, here real quick. Q-Rich, is there anything LeBron could do? This is a very important question. I want you to think about how to answer this. Is there anything LeBron could do in his career, the rest of his career, to surpass MJ in your eyes? What would he have to do?
Let me say this before I say anything, right?
I asked him this before too, Ronnie. Great question. I asked him this.
Listen, I want to be very extremely clear about this because people, the LeBron fans will be like, "Oh, you a hater, you." Never, ever, ever am I about to sit here and hate. What LeBron has done and is still doing is nothing short of amazing. He has redefined what a prime is, and in year 18 at 36, doing what he's doing is to be the MVP right now and everything. I'm not taking nothing away from him. He is phenomenal. He do what he do off the court. He do what he do.
100%.
No hate nowhere. So when I say that MJ is better, is the GOAT and will be the GOAT, is because this is my number one. This is my opinion and my criteria. That's first.
Yeah.
Don't make it to everybody. That's fine. I'm cool with people who want to argue back and forth, but my criteria is different. The man went to the finals 6 times. How LeVar Ball said, never lost. Never lost. Right there. Like, I get it. He been all of those times, but he lost too many times. Now, with that being said, I'm not hating on LeBron.
If LeBron gets to 7, does he pass MJ?
No.
Ronnie, tell him what you told me.
So there's literally nothing LeBron could do to pass MJ in your eyes. See, okay, so the reason I asked you that was like, because, by the way, I agree with you, Q-Rich. I still think MJ's better today. Now, by the end of the career, if he tacks on 2-3 more championships, scores 45,000 points, yada, 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 top 10 rebounds, top 10 assists, top 10 steals, then, I mean, it's going to be hard to consider. I also, like you, Q-Rich, which is my point, like, treat MJ like the god that he is.
Over there with a defensive player.
But if it's deity worship that we're talking about.
All them 13 defenses he ain't had, like, Drew, you smirking because you know I'm telling the truth.
Nah, because I this is what I asked Ronnie. I asked Q Rich one time. I said, so what happens if LeBron goes to the New York Knicks after his contract's up in LA and say, you know what, I'm about to go bring a championship to the Knicks?
But by the way, you could say that what he just did with LA. LA wasn't going to win a championship until he got there.
That's what I'm saying. So that wasn't good enough.
Hey, hold up. Hey, Ronnie, both of y'all are 100% right. LA probably wasn't going to win a championship, but I guarantee you they were going to be in play before the Knicks does. Let him go to New York and do what he did in LA.
Dude, I would love to see that. Let's get Bronny drafted to the Knicks.
Right there, listen, that right there could change my mind. Let them do what he did.
So the only thing changing Q-Rich's mind is if LeBron wins a championship in New York. That's the only thing. Got
you
it.
And I know why I say that.
LeBron, if you hear this, you know what you got to do.
This is new info because I asked Q Rich that before, and he was like, "There's nothing."
No, you ain't never asked about the Knicks. You ain't never
said nothing. You're right though, but he said there is nothing that LeBron can do to surpass MJ. Right
before you said that about the Knicks, I had just said it again. That there ain't nothing he can do. You said that. Let him go do what he just did in LA and New York City with the Knicks. Let him go do that. I'll shut my ass all the way up.
I thought that this was going to be enough. What he did in Los Angeles to kind of be the icing on the cake. No, and apparently it's still not enough.
Drew, there's no way possible you can sit here with a straight face and tell me you thought the Lakers were through winning. No matter if LeBron came or not, you knew they were going to get somebody and they were going to be back in play at some point. They the Lakers. The Knicks,
I didn't think he was going to win it that quick.
The same for the Lakers.
I didn't think LeBron was going to win it that quick. I honestly thought LeBron was using this 4-year window to set himself up for life after basketball. Now it's looking like
I think he was. I think he still is, but I think he still had the intention of winning too.
And that's like now. I think the journey is different for him. I think he wants to go keep winning championships, and if it's not in LA, maybe somewhere else.
But that's like Jimmy Buckets betting on. You can bet with the Heat because you know Pat Riley is gonna make a move at any given point that can have y'all right there. And even though they went to the chip last year. Like, you know that they the type of the Lakers are the franchise, the Miami Heat are the franchise, the Boston Celtics are the franchise is gonna swing for the fences always to be back in that position. That's why both of the Lakers and the Celtics got 17 titles. Yeah. You knew the Lakers was gonna be back at some point. It looked like a year ago before Jeannie Buss took over, it was like all crazy, so it wasn't expected to be this soon.
I called that Heat game last night. They need to make a move. The Heat, they definitely need to make a move.
The Heat, and what's going on with that? You're in the Eastern Conference Finals. You're in the finals, and then something's not clicking there.
Yeah, they're struggling. I think defensively they're not the same team right now. They're struggling with rotations. I think they have just too many guys.
Yeah. So I got to know, Drew. You said for my team, but what's your top 5 all time? Then I'm sure you've answered this before, so you got it ready.
My top 5 all time will be Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Shaq, and Hakeem Olajuwon.
Man, you love Hakeem.
But
none of the older guys. No Kareem, no Wilt, no Bill.
I got Shaq. Shaq, to me, Shaq is putting those guys in a basket. Am I no disrespect?
I say that. Look, I make that argument all the time, and I'm not disrespecting any of them dudes. I just feel like that massive force and human being that he is, none of them people were that big back then.
Yeah, that's a different beast right there. And then Hakeem, I like him just with the versatility. You got to remember, he was getting almost quadruple doubles, not triple doubles. He was doing that with assists and blocks, with rebounds and points. And I mean, the first authentic basketball jersey I ever purchased, those things were quite expensive back in the day. The first NBA jersey I ever purchased was a Olajuwon jersey.
I mean, super Olajuwon fan. I love that. I mean, I guess you probably grew up right in the heart between those two, the two Jordan runs, huh? That makes sense. All right, guys, man, that was such a good conversation, especially when Drew and Q-Rich talked about the MJ versus LeBron debate, which we could honestly talk about for 5-6 hours. it would be highly entertaining. But I'm having stream issues. We are down to 5 minutes left in the qualification. It's really coming down to it. Thank you guys for your patience with my stream, by the way. But we have been giving away Galaxy Opal MJs in the chat, so hopefully you guys are enjoying that and the conversation we have with Drew and Q Rich. We'll just look at the leaderboards one last time. I see Twitch JC2K is still in the top 4 right there. He's looking good to move on. Of course, if they start a game within the next 4 minutes and 45 seconds, it will still count into this current ranking. But we're coming down to the end here. I'm trying to see these other names. I can't even see my Zoom very well. Anyway, it has been a great conversation. Again, maybe technical stuff was against me, but you guys were great as always. We'll look at the PS4 leaderboard one last time when it pops over. There we go. With Dame, I can't read any of those names. That's great. Okay, cool. It's amazing. My internet, my computer, it's all going to hell. Anyway. Q Rich, Drew Gooden, such a pleasure to talk to you guys. Hopefully you guys had fun. And thank you guys for making this happen.
Yes, all good, bro. Anytime.
Yeah. We're going to have to run this back again. February 20th, the 16 people that qualify on both consoles will face off in a single elimination tournament, and we will crown the champion on both consoles, and they will be one step closer to 250K of that prize pool. Look forward to that February 20th. And then March 6th is our final. So tune in on February 20th. I'll have a new computer by then, I promise. So until then, thank you guys for tuning in. And hopefully you guys scored a Galaxy Opal in that chat. Otherwise, I'll be streaming on Monday for more pack openings. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.